Well, here goes something.
Welcome to AEW. I am RJ City, and my guest is Dean Malenko. Hey.
Hey.
Great stuff. Good stuff.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the premise.
And this backwards would be me.
No, upside down it would be me.
That's what I meant.
Backwards it would be we.
Okay.
Hot start. Your father was legendary wrestler Boris Malenko.
Yes, he was.
Also known as the Great Malenko. You, however, never had great in your name. You never even had good in your name. Are you forever in your father's shadow?
No. Never.
Okay, all right, it's fine. We'll move on here. Your father did portray German and Russian personas to draw the ire of the crowd. Are you ultimately pro-war because that's how your family made a living?
Well, my dad was Russian.
Yes.
And my mom was taking it easy. That's all the thing.
Sure. The saving grace of this all is that I just don't know why you didn't continue the trend of, like, evil war guy. Why were you never Sheik Malenko or Desert Storm Dean?
They never rang to it.
I like Desert Storm Dean. You don't do camo?
Nah, not a camel guy.
I understand.
Let's just say camel.
Are you a camel guy? When was the last time you humped?
Wednesday.
Sounds good to me.
It's the best day for it.
Now, you are actually Jewish.
From the waist down.
Sounds great. And congrats on that. I heard it was a real clean cut.
Yeah.
Why do you think there are so few Jewish wrestlers?
It's like sports teams. We don't play sports, we own the teams.
Do you think you and your family brought up the average of Jewish wrestlers? Like you're there to counterbalance like a Colt Cabana?
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, all right. So I won't either. That's fine. A bigger Jewish accomplishment for you is that you graduated from Tampa Catholic High School. Please explain.
Back in those days, private school was much better than public school.
I understand. And you just never took off your shorts.
No, never.
I understand.
Never.
You were trained by your father and Carl Gotch. Was this Gotch guy any good?
He's all right.
Yeah, I don't see any gifs of him online. How good can he possibly be? You made your wrestling debut not as Dean Malenko, but as Dean Skarkoff. What was the goal there? Just to sound as unappealing as possible?
No, just try to do it on my own without using my dad's name.
And where did Skarkoff come from?
Little River, down about 3 blocks from here.
Okay, and you just went over there and you scarred cough.
I started coughing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Your brother also wrestled, Joe Malenko, and you two teamed together as the Malenko Brothers. How'd you come up with that name?
Brothers are the Malenko part.
Well, you tell me. The Joe part and the whole thing.
There's a lot of back and forth. I finally gave in.
Sure.
I didn't really like the brother part, but sometimes you gotta do things to make people happy.
Gotta do what you gotta do. He was a fantastic wrestler, but he also became a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Why did he know enough to leave this horrible business, and what's your excuse?
I wasn't into drugs. That's one thing.
Fair enough. But you did try to leave this business, according to my research. I have a news article here. Have you ever seen this before?
No.
You've never seen this before?
Never saw
You've
it.
never seen this in your life?
That's terrible.
Can we show the people at home?
No.
This is a picture of what I understand to be a 23-year-old Dean becoming a personal trainer.
I look like Richard Simmons.
Now. You look like him now. And this is, it's called Sweatshop. The program was called Let's Get Fit. And you would come to people's houses and you would just yell at them to stretch?
No, I'd rob them.
And how long did this last?
Until I got all the money I wanted.
I understand. And I also want to note here, it says, for more information on Let's Get Fit, call Malenko after 5 p.m. What were you doing during the daytime?
Sleeping.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
What do you think?
Fair enough. Do you want to take this home to the
No,
fam?
I don't.
Are you sure? Put it in your pocket. You don't want...
My wife will leave me.
That's fine.
Again.
So then that bottoms out. You begrudgingly return to wrestling for an extreme promotion in Philadelphia. You know which one I'm talking about?
Work for another Jewish guy.
Yes.
They're everywhere.
So I've heard. And there you were known as the shooter, Dean Malenko. Why push your gun agenda on the fans?
It's a pistol type thing.
I understand. And you were packing.
Although was not packing.
And when your time was up there, you had a very emotional farewell match with Eddie Guerrero. 2 to 3 Falls Classic. Very sad. Was it emotional for you guys to leave and make infinitely more money somewhere else?
I just tried to move on
Yeah.
to bigger and better things.
Yes. Well, they were bigger. Were they better?
The first 3 years, yes. After that, no.
Let's talk about those. There you were known as the Iceman.
Ice cream man.
Yes. Did you cometh?
I tried on many occasions, but not really.
I understand. Fair enough. And you were also known there as the man of 1,000 holds.
Also been man of 1,000 positions. Because Ric Flair one time was in the ring in the Ciclope, which is in Virginia, and he put his arm around me, this is national TV, and said, "This is my man right here, the man of 1,000 positions." So right away I had to call my wife and tell her, "He's just kidding." And she's only seen one. So, whatever.
Now, you were a technical wrestler. Would you consider yourself a technical lovemaker? Not flashy, but the technique is there?
Oh, of course, technique.
Yeah.
Technique's everything.
Yes, so I've heard. In 1997, you were ranked #1 in the PWI 500. Many consider that a controversial choice. Do you?
Especially when I talked to Bill Apter and he said it was a slow year. Yeah. Per his words. It was a slow year and we had to give it to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really touched me, Bill.
I mean, you were fantastic that year, but also who really cares about good wrestling? You know what I'm saying?
True.
You wrestled only one match under a mask as Ciclope. You won a battle royal, took the mask off, and never wrestled under that name again. It went that badly?
Yeah, very bad.
Yeah.
That one eye just couldn't see.
I understand.
It's hard.
No, didn't work at all.
Nope.
I'm going to list some people you worked with then that you still encounter now. Tell me how they've changed as people. Chris Jericho.
Same person.
Tony Schiavone.
Uglier.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's the beard. It's unseemly. Taz.
Whiter.
And finally, Jeff Jarrett.
Just probably been about the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you're ever interested in buying gold, talk to him. He's got some good links. It's great.
Gold.
Why were you never comfortable with your wrist tape?
I don't know.
Every picture I saw, it's like this. It's like this. What's the deal?
Well, I try to find different things to do. Like if I did this, then why do you do that? Well, because this looks stupid.
Fair enough. Do you feel like you have limp wrists now? That answers my question. Let's move on here. Your finisher was the Texas Cloverleaf. You're not Texan. You're not Irish. Explain.
Yes, but I am Cloverleaf.
Fair enough. A lucky guy indeed. So then you leave Atlanta for New York, and by New York, I mean a suburb in Connecticut. And there, for a brief time, you were known as Double Ho 7. You really caught the end of the Ho peak. They're not around anymore. Dean Malenko, where are the Ho's at?
Probably somewhere vacationing with the Godfather.
Fair enough. And don't call them before 5 p.m. You know what I'm saying? You had your final match in 2005 against your student Chad Collier. Then you still wrestled again in 2007 in a non-televised match against Mystico. Do you remember this?
Yeah, that never happened.
It never happened?
That was not me. That was Jamie Noble.
And he just dressed as you?
No, he looks a little like me.
Oh, I understand. He just did this routine and then...
Yeah.
I understand.
This routine.
Are you upset that you never got the big production wrestling retirement, or are you happy that you didn't have to suffer through video packages and bloated men sobbing?
No, we just had a McDonald's tonight. Just a couple of McNuggets, and we were good.
Yeah, and that's your legacy, really, in a sense.
You got it.
You then became a producer. Show the people at home what you do. Produce me.
Produce you. Well, that's difficult.
I feel well produced. At the age of 50, you suffered a heart attack, yet returned to work within days. You just really need to get out of the house?
Yeah.
Couldn't pick up a hobby or something?
I did. My heart.
Ah, yes. Fair enough. You were also diagnosed with Parkinson's, challenging condition. This is very tough. You're very brave for dealing with it. But what are the social benefits of it?
Probably, if anything, when I shake, people like to gravitate towards me.
They come towards you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like as an example, like I'll be in the kitchen, and my little one will come over to me, put her hand on my thigh. She'll start shaking, then my son comes over. So we have like a train with the two dogs at the end going. Yeah. We try to make positives out of everything.
Yes. Yes. You ever be at, like, I don't know, a restaurant, something, you get into an argument with the manager and you turn it on a little?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Excellent. You know, it sucks that Michael J. Fox got out in front of this thing as a spokesperson. Because if he's gone, you're the next guy in line.
You got that right.
Do you think you're coming for a spot?
I don't know. I'll have to see.
Okay, fair enough. You would have been great in Family Ties. Do you like Michael Gross?
Yes.
Good. Sounds good to me.
He's gross.
After all these years, why decide now to become funny and charismatic?
I think for some reason people just thought I could go to the ring and go tackle, drop down. Oh yeah, by the way, the rabbi walks into the room and prays. I'm not that kind of guy.
No.
I just play off all of other people.
Yes, but maybe this will revive your career.
Then maybe it will. Then again, maybe it won't.
This is a real hot start. You've been cited as an inspiration for people like Bryan Danielson, The Butcher, and Zack Sabre Jr. What did they see in you?
Old people.
Yeah.
Old people.
Just people.
People.
We've spent some time together. What do you think you've inspired in me?
Hopefully something.
I'll say.
Don't know that. Don't know. We'll keep it a secret.
Now, what if there is a young fellow watching at home who's Jewish, who also graduated from Catholic school, whose brother is a pharmacist, whose father was sort of a warmongering wrestler? What would you say to them right now?
Get out.
Excellent.
Right now, quick, before something happens.
You know what bothers me?
My voice.
Besides that, I like it though. It sounds like Kathleen Turner's been set on fire. I think it's excellent.
Something about beginning puberty at 64 years old is a little rough.
That you've never had a catchphrase.
Every what?
Your whole career, not one catchphrase.
You're right. I'm a failure.
Today's the day, my friend. Your career still lives. Let's come up with a catchphrase right now.
Okay.
Huh? Anything? Anything hitting your head here?
No.
Ice, ice, maybe?
Wow.
Huh? Hard fists, limp wrists?
Is that a movie?
It could be. It's sort of in the back of the video store. Yeah. Malenko, your Lenko, our Lenko.
That's terrible.
Hey, buddy, why don't you scar cough?
Wow.
Hey, what about this? I think I've got it.
Okay.
Let's get fit.
Or let's get physical.
Let's get physical. Well, this has been emotional and mental and inspirational. And
Well, should be.
good. You're the Iceman, but I think you've melted and I think you're now wet.
That's
And
comfortable.
I would say you're the man of 1,001 holds because you now have a hold on my heart.
Check, please.
Let's get fit.